But apparently, there is another way, which is far from wishful thinking and meditation and making things happen out of nowhere, but it's actually combining both. It's combining your intention, inner intention, you actually putting something out there to make it happen, together with the currents of life. You know these videos with people hanging around with lions? You know, there are videos on Instagram or even on YouTube with the guy who's basically hanging around, is friends with a pack of lions, right? They just hug each other, they play, big, massive lions and a guy. Or there's this guy, for example, sitting by the river, fishing somewhere like Canada or Alaska. And out of nowhere, this massive grizzly bear comes up. And rather than panicking and running away, the guy just sitting there patiently, just fishing, right? And the grizzly bear, a huge one, comes next to him, sits down, and just basically like chilling. And they're just sitting next to each other in the remote Alaska fishing. Have you ever thought about this? Like, how is it even possible? Why is it like, if that was probably you or me, we would just be ripping apart by these wild animals? While sometimes, in some situations, there are people who just kind of like, they can come out at there, be amongst, be with these wild animals, and they just kind of respect each other, or they just get along. Clearly, it's not luck, right? It's not about luck. It's not about skill. It's not about personality, is it? There's a concept I came up recently. I was working around it for a long time without actually understanding it or being able to name it, and it's called outer intention. And I think those animals and people being able to sit next to each other or play together is a perfect example of how it actually works. And when you think about this more, when you understand the concept, you can actually see how it works in business and life, and how some overnight success might happen, or how sometimes we have these successful people coming out from completely different angle with completely different reasons for how they succeeded from what they really wanted to. I'll tell you a little bit more about this. So that concept is actually from the book I read. I read it already a few times, and it's one of those books I keep it downstairs in the living room. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I feel like when I read something, I just open that book and some random pages, and I just read for how long I want to. And there's always something interesting there. The book is called Transfuring Reality. I will talk about this later, a little bit later. And I think I'm getting ready to record a video about the book, because it's really affected me in my life big time. But let's think about quickly what a actual intention is, right? So, everyone has got we've got desires. We want things like, you want to change your body, you want to change your job, change your relationship, get success, or whatever that is. That is a desire. Intention is when the desire meets action. So if you want to change your body, that's the desire, and then you go to the gym, and that's the intention. Both is an intention. You want to build a business, you prepare a plan, and then you start working towards the plan. That's an intention, right? That's intention of making a business, making money, changing you get a concept, right? It's sometimes like it could be seen as a struggles in life against your circumstances in order to achieve something, and that is an intention. So something is hard, you got a goal, you want to achieve it, you have to punch through that walls many, many times, and eventually you come out of it on the other end successful, or with your achieving your goal. And this is how most people around the planet goes, the successful ones. So it's like the very small percentage of all the people who actually achieve anything. That's the usual way towards a success. But apparently, there is another way, which is far from wishful thinking and meditation and making things happen out of nowhere, but it's actually combining both. It's combining your intention, inner intention, you actually putting something out there to make it happen, together with the currents of life, right? It's like, imagine you have few different rivers, and you are in one river, and at the end is your goal. And if you stay in that river, navigate, eventually you'll get there. But there's another river next to it, which has got a shorter distance to your success. And rather than just going into what current river, which is a bit tricky, you can actually change that river, go to the next one, which is much shorter, much easier, and will lead you to your goal almost like on its own. But that's not like magic, right? It's not like you're going to wishful thinking, activate wishful thinking. There's more to it. It's a concept of outer intention. Outer intention is the concentration of attention on how the goal is realized of its own accord. Okay, that's a quote from the book. Think about this as a power of a universe, a world around us going on its own. And we can tap into it to be carried along the way to achieve our goal just by being part of that current. It's almost like eliminating all these struggles of what normally we would believe it needs to happen in order to be successful to achieve any goal. It's like, you have to fight these obstacles and challenges, whether this concept maybe proves, I'm still testing it in my life. It works so far. The concept is around just letting it go, letting with a flow. It's like, and it's specifically easy to see or feel when you are in creative work, and if you're a creative person, or if you're waiting for inspiration, and the inspiration will not come, right? If you're creative, you're trying to make something, I don't know, picture, painting, computer, something, designing, and sometimes you don't feel like it's going to happen, or it's like you're not in the zone. The inspiration is not there. And then some people try to do different things, like, put a candle in and just trying to do some magic and dancing and whatever that is, whatever the thing might work. But the actual truth is the inspiration, the zone, it comes on its own. And when it comes, you just go in and it flows naturally. The flow is there. You can work for 10 hours straight and you're just going to create amazing thing. Work feels like fun. You're not getting tired. Have you ever tried this? Have you experienced that? It's really powerful. And this is like, I hate being distracted when I'm getting into because you're getting in the zone. It's not easy. And when you get in, it's easy to get distracted. And when you get distracted by someone, that's like a problem working from home for me and having little kids around, because they obviously don't understand this. And then I'm getting distracted and I'm getting pulled out of the zone. And it's like, oh God, again, right? And I was that, perfectly working, perfectly aligned. And that's the concept of outer intention. And it says, like, you can just simply choose what you want and go with it. Now, that doesn't mean, again, it's not something like you can just wishful thinking and just imagine things into existence. It's more about realizing, it's like supercharge, right? You can still get your goal. And I'll talk about it because that might not be your goal. That is a very important part of it. You can still get to your goal, whatever that is, fighting through the life and the obstacles and challenges. And I've done it myself. And many people do it, have done it already as well, right? Or they do it. But there's apparently another way of just finding your goal, your true goal, real goal. And this is something which I talk a lot, like finding out what you're really good at. And just letting life direct you, find the easiest way. It's like the nature always finds the least resistance. And it should work, at least in theory, same when we decide to choose a path or goal in our way, rather than just going, all around and just punching one wall, another wall with your fists. How about let the life direct you? Like, remove yourself, the importance of yourself from it. Have a goal, work towards it. But if the life gives you a little nudge, go this way, rather than just constant, no, this is the way, right? We keep doing it, don't we? So let me give you an example of how this can actually work in real life. Let's say you have a goal, because first into goal, right? You have a goal, I don't know, making £200,000 a month business. That's a good goal. You need to feel it. It's not about the £200,000. The money is not a goal. It's what comes with it. When you start making this kind of money, it will probably make you feel like relief in life, right? You will have options. You will be able to travel, feel different, pay your bills, calm, stay with, I don't know, family, friends. Like, that is the real goal behind £200,000 a month. It's not the money. You can't just keep that money and do nothing. There is a reason for that money, right? And that's the key goal. Money itself is a tool for that, to feel relief from life. So let's say you've got this £200,000 a month goal. Now, it's very important in step 2 to lower your importance of achieving it. Okay, so you want to focus on feeling it, the goal you decided to go after. And rather than just forcing yourself, I need to do it, I need to do it, or only £50,000 less, only 50, 60,000 pounds short. Like, this is it. This is what I want. This is how I feel. I want to go this way. If it happens, it happens. If not, that's fine. I'm still alive. You remove yourself the importance of failure and attachment to the actual shiny object at the end, because again, this is not the real goal if you think about this. Same if you try to get a new position, get promoted to, I don't know, a CEO, this itself, the CEO title next to your name, is not actual goal in itself, a goal, right? There's a emotions connected to it, why you want to be the CEO. Money, prestige, I don't know, power, whatever that is. Same goes with £200,000 a month business. So if you detach yourself from the £200,000, but that's the goal you want to get there, and you focus on, that's my path, then if you focus on your heart and brain staying on the path, doing the work, rather than focusing on how to get there, that's where the outer intention comes in and helps direct your life. It's almost like you align both. It's your goal and the least resistance in life, right? Rather than, again, battling against challenges. There is a good example of, there's this boxer, very famous English boxer recently. He was fighting with Tyson Fury. What's his name? Francis Nagano or something. Okay, so his story was something like this, that he wanted to be he wanted to become a boxing champion. And you would imagine that normal path would be something like, if I want to be a boxing champion, then I have a whole path of what the boxing champions should do, right? The boxing school, academy, boxing gym, boxing blah, blah, right? But his life went differently. He ended up in fighting MMA, which has nothing to do with, it was like fighting, but it's not boxing. And he won some title in MMA and became the best. But rather than staying there, he decided to just go back to his boxing dream. And because he was this MMA champion, it allowed him to just jump straight to the top, potential fighters in boxing. And eventually he fought Tyson Fury, and I think he won, and he became a boxing champion. You see, the whole story about this is he knew he was a boxing champion. He didn't know how to get there. He didn't know what's going to happen in his life in order to put him in there. He knew he's going to have to work hard. He knew he's going to have to do things. It's not about sitting back and just meditating. But what the exact path is, we don't know. Your brain will try to tell you, this is what you have to do. We'll just justify, bring you all the reason for it. But we don't know. Like, nobody knows future, and nobody knows what really works. And I talk about this in my other videos. Like, we see what worked in the past for us, for others, but we don't know what's going to work in the future. And rather than just forcing ourselves, this is the way I want to be CEO, that's how, no, just keep putting work in, doing your best, showing up, and listening to your heart and your brain. It's like, this is what the intuition is. And when your intuition comes in and say, you should now quit this and go this way, do it. It's hard. I know it, because you have to go against your brain, because your brain will try to justify, protect you. And this is where the risk comes in, and all this entrepreneurial mindset. It's emotions are a huge part of your success and your journey. We can't just focus on ourselves, our journey of success on our brain and logic. That is not enough. That will lead you only that far, and it will end up in living life, unfulfilled life, the one you don't want to. You might even get to one point to the CEO role, but it's going to be probably wrong business, wrong company, not enough money, whatever. Like, it's not going to be it, because the CEO itself, the position, is not it. That's so important to understand. And this is why the outer intention is so much more than just luck. Luck is more now and then, right? It's a situation in your life. It's a kind of a step forward, which might happen out of nowhere. Where the outer intention is a constant process of you achieving your goal, because you're already in the process of it. It's choosing the right path, being in a zone where pretty much everything is luck. Like, there will be less problems, or the problems will dissolve themselves. They will be more approachable. There will be things working out for you in life, whether luck is just one situation here and then, and it might just help or might work if you know how to use it, etc. Right? So outer intention is more like a one lucky strike. And most people are not there because we don't listen our intention, we don't listen our emotions. We only listen our brains when making decisions, and we're trying to justify with logic. It's not always the best approach. And I mean, me personally, as an entrepreneur, I'm very emotional when it comes to these things, sometimes maybe too much, but I'm very, very much trusting in my luck and my intention and my gut feeling, right? You learn these things as you grow, but it's so important. And I think this is the essence of outer intention. If you're finding it interesting, and I would definitely recommend you read the book. It's a very thick, 700-800 pages book. But it's definitely worth it. And like I said, I keep coming back to it. I just, every morning when I feel like reading, I just open some random pages and just read a few. And it really, really works. It's amazing for me. I really like it. And the book was written by, the author names is Vadim Zeeland. And the book is called Reality Transsurfing, like surfer, Reality Transsurfing Steps 1-5. I try to put it, if I don't forget, I'll put it, a name and author in the video description below, in the description below the video. And just to sum it up for you guys, the outer intention is to actually getting yourself into a zone forever, living your life where the goals kind of came out of nowhere on its own, considering you know the goal. And again, it's not a title, it's not a money. Money can be part of it, but not money itself. It's the feeling behind it. It's why would you want to have that money every month? Why would you want to be the CEO? Why would you want to have a YouTube channel? I know my whys. And this is my outer reality, outer intention, where I've achieved it already in my feeling, in my heart. I can feel it, and the channel is just picking up. I know the momentum is building. You guys are supporting. There's many more people coming in. I'm getting so many good feedback, comments from you, which is I'm very grateful for. Thank you so much. And that's how it works. It's getting into that zone, not using force. Don't try to punch through the wall with your head. I tried a few times. It's doable, but I think there are easier paths which are not as commonly walked. So I think that's it. If you like that video, please leave me a like. Consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for your time and support, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.